Alright, hello YouTube. Welcome to the August 26th PBE patch notes. These are the last patch notes at least for this weekend, so there won't be any PBE patches during the weekend, so let's go dive right into it. One cost, Nasus. Bonus HP on spellcasts, nerf at 1 and 2 star. Spell damage, nerfed at 1 and 2 star, but buffed at 3 star. Aphelios, 2 costs. Aphelios, AD nerf, spell stun duration nerf at 2 and 3 star, but his spell AD percentage got a very big buff, so Aphelios might be a carry now. We'll have to see. Zac, spell heal nerf at all star levels. For 3 costs. Lee Sin, total mana nerf. Total mana reduction, so he'll be casting a little bit more often. That's great. Spell damage, buff at all star levels. Spell stun duration, very slight nerf. His spell damage is now applied after the unit is knocked back. This is a very big quality of life change, because now he will always hit probably like multiple units, and then the spell damage will hit. So Lee Sin might actually be really good carry now. Namzi, spell damage, buff at 2 and 3 star. Olaf, spell 80 percentage, relatively big nerf. His spell attack speed got a buff at 1 star, nerf at 3 star. Rakan, spell shield, buff at 1 star and 3 star. Spell bonus shield per auto, buff at 2 and 3 star. And his disarm duration is now a flat 1.5 seconds. So this is a buff at 1 star and a nerf at 3 star. Volibear, his stats were basically the same as on live. So now he actually gets the buffs that he was supposed to be given. So there you go. Yeah. Just gonna skip that. Zeri, minus 5 AD. So AD nerf and attack speed nerf. So Zeri's getting pretty decent nerf. I haven't seen Zeri be doing too well, so okay. Zippy, spell AD percentage. Nerf at 2 star, buff at 3 star. Spell shield, buff at 3 star. Deja, for 4 costs. Deja, passive damage, got a slight buff at all star levels. Graves, auto 80 percentage, got nerfed at 3 star. His spell bonus resist, nerf at 3 star. Oh no, 3 star Graves. Some base spell damage, buff at 1 and 2 star. His spell, the spell explode damage, nerfed at 1 and 2 star. So the base spell damage will do a little bit more, but the geysers won't be doing as much. Shiou, spell 80 percentage, nerf at 1 and 2 star. Swain, total mana reduction, so we'll be casting a little bit more often. Armor and MR got a slight buff. His spell missing HP heal is getting a slight buff. And his spell damage also getting buff. So Swain's getting just a ton of buffs. So if you want to go some sort of Swain carry, that's great. Go for it. I still also need to try that. Siphon, by AD ratio, buff at 1 star and 2 star. Jace. Alright, Jace is getting a spell update / slight rework. Let's look at it. Jace transforms his melee form and replaces his ability with I can't say it. Oh my god, I can't talk. Mercurial Judgment. He then slams the ground around his target, dealing AP magic damage and knocking up enemies in the area for 1.5 seconds. I'm not even gonna attempt to say it again. Jace calls lightning around his target, smiting them for AP magic damage, and dealing additional magic damage to other enemies in the area. He then heals some AP that does scale, some HP that does scale with AP, an additional 20% per enemy struck. So I think he no longer gets a shield. Instead, he now heals. this could be a good or bad thing. I don't know. We'll have to see how this updated Jace feels. Yeah. 5 costs. Aoshin. Spell damage nerf at 1 and 2 star. Very slightly. Soraka, spell healing. Nerf at 1 and 2 star. Terra, armor and MR. Pretty big buff, considering the scales off armor and MR. The spell armor and MR percentage, though, got a pretty big nerf. Monolith damage reduction got a buff, though. So, I'm surprised that they're buffing the damage reduction, because damage reduction is very good. Damage reduction is very strong. So, there we go. Traits. Astral. Trait AP. Nerf at all levels. So, your Astral champions won't be getting as much AP. Lower the value of some of the Astral orbs. Astral keeps getting nerfed into the ground. Bruiser. 6 and 8 got HP buff. Remember that these are, what's it called? Remember that these are doubled. Remember these are doubled for bruisers. So, at 6 and 8, your bruisers will now get 1200 extra HP and 2000 extra HP. So if you can get there, it's really good. Dark Flight. They reverted the nerfs on 4 and 6 Dark Flight. Yes. There we go. Dragonmancer. Base HP bonus. Buff at 4, 6, and 8. Base AP bonus. Buff at 6 and 8. Guild. Zippy armor and MR bonus. Got a slight nerf. Lagoon. AP and attack speed got nerfed at 3 and 6. But got a buff at 9. And they lowered the amount of rewards granted at various levels, because Lagoon is honestly like one of the freest like econ traits, I would say. I don't know. Augments. H dragons. The requirement from all dragons, instead being now 3+ dragons, and the blast cadence, the 5th attack is now every 4th attack. So this augment is a new prismatic augment. Basically, it says that it used to say if your team consists of only dragons, your dragons will like shoot like a fireball. If you remember set 5.5, I forgot what the trait was called, but basically every 5th attack they would shoot a fireball that does a crap ton of damage. Now, instead of being all dragons, you only need 3+ dragons, and now instead of every 5th attack, it's every 4th attack. So this is a very big buff. Yeah. Blue Battery. Blue Battery now additionally grants AP. So Blue Battery 1 gives 10 AP, and Blue Battery 2 gives 20 AP. Pretty nice. Lucky Gloves. Slight quality of life changes. Will now give Jace AP items, and will now give Pantheon tank items. So that's great. Items. Hexagon Blade no longer spams its healing VFX for tiny heals. Randuin's, the resist granted got a slight nerf. Runan's bolt AD percentage got a slight nerf. Radiant Runan's also got a slight nerf for the bolts. So there we go. Lots of bug fixes. There's a lot. I'm gonna go over the main ones. I'm gonna try to go over the ones that what's it called? That make a huge difference. Or at least that stood out to me. Upgrading a unit no longer lets you have 2 copies of a unique item. It was really funny because I was playing last night and I saw someone have a Gnar with 2 infinity edges. Yeah. That was quite interesting. Let's see. Kaiser is no longer sometimes mana locked for her first auto after casting. Scale Scorn Emblem can now properly be obtained from Carousel and Tome. Age of Dragons no longer fails to grant a Nomsy if it's the Evoker variation. Lux smaller missiles now blocked by spell shields, aka Banshee's Claw. Jack's damage now scales with AP. 8 Guild now properly grants 7.5% at Omnivamp. Rel now targets the lowest percent ally rather than the lowest absolute health ally. This was funny. Oasis no longer triggers for bench units. This is the augment where every 5 seconds your Lagoon units get rid of all negative effects and heal for a certain amount of HP. It was funny seeing it just like keep popping up on the bench. Psalm's ability now breaks Spell Shield. This is a very big bug fix because before it wouldn't break Spell Shields, so what's it called? It wouldn't break Banshees, which means that the Kaiser, I think, would break Banshees instead, which is pretty insane that a Banshee's Claw would counter Psalm, but yeah. Pantheon no longer triggers on attack effects like Rageblade and Runelands with every stab of his spell, so maybe don't build Rageblade and Runelands on Pantheon anymore. Nyla can no longer be mana locked for longer than intended, and gear upgrades now properly grants Zippy and Jace bonus stats. So if you're running gear upgrades, it should work with Zippy and Jace. So that's great. Those are the main bug fixes to note. A couple of them are just like kind of like really small things. But yeah. So thank you so much for watching. I probably won't be the next PBE patch note probably won't be until like Monday, August 29th. So there we go. Thank you for watching. See you all next time. Take care.